My brother, by fire by force, Africa is to come together. Ghana has announced it will send the military to Jamaica. No, not that kind of military. They're sending military to Jamaica to do what? To help with reconstruction after Hurricane Melissa. Congratulations. I always told you Ghanaian people are nice people. Ghanaian people are nice people. Ghana is amazing. Ghana, you have now freedom. If you've never been to Africa, you want to visit one country first, you can go to Ghana. Hands down. Tanzania, lovely place too, but Ghana, no doubt. So Ghana has announced it will send military engineers, not just people, military engineers to Jamaica at the end of the year to help with the reconstruction of the country after Hurricane Melissa. So what happens is very simple. Jamaica is right here. You can see the distance between Jamaica and Ghana. It's very far away, but the hearts are connected because it is said that a lot of people actually from Jamaica, their ancestry goes back to Ghana and the neighborhood. Okay, so the connection is very alive. Matter of fact, when you go to Ghana, you go to some of the markets in Ghana, and you go to Jamaica, they look very, very similar. Very similar. So what happened? Hurricane Melissa, this one here, struck Jamaica in October 2025. Big hurricane causing a lot of damage, widespread destruction, particularly in areas like Black River. It was bad. I always have my people in Jamaica, Wagwan mi boss, I see you. I had to call them to find out, make sure they're good. I was actually personally planning a trip to Jamaica at the end of the year, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for the next year. But it's beautiful to see a black country support other brothers somewhere else in the world. Well, the announcement was made of the president when? On the 80th anniversary of the Manchester Declaration. So the 5th Pan-African Congress. The president of Ghana made a declaration on the 80th anniversary of the Manchester Declaration. And you're certainly asking, what is Manchester Declaration? So in order to understand this, we're going to have to rewind and go back to time. October 1945, what happened was many black people across the world went to meet in Manchester. Liberation movement and frontline people had a discussion. So in total of 90 delegates, including 26 from Africa, plus representatives from the Caribbean, from the US and Britain, black people came together in Manchester in 1945 to have a discussion. What was the declaration about? The declaration called for an immediate end to colonial rule in Africa and the Caribbean, demanding self-determination and independence. So black people in 1945 in Manchester had a meeting and they discussed. They asked for an immediate arrest to colonial rule in the Caribbean and Africa. You can see how connected we are. Can you see how connected we are? I mean, you don't see it very much because you think, they're Africans, we're Caribbean, we're American, we're African-American, we're African-American. You see how connected we were back in time. It's just this generation that's stupid. Now, it's people of today that are very stupid, fighting over stupid things. Oh, we eat corns with cheese. We eat eggs with honey. We eat... What kind of stupidity is this? I don't understand. In 1945, your grand-grandfather went to sit down in Manchester where they had a discussion. Over 80 delegates from all across the world, black people, from Africa, from the Caribbean, from the United States of America, from Britain, asking for the liberation of Africa. So Ghana was basically celebrating the 80th year of that situation. Just a quick list of people that were there so you can remember. This man right here, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. This man here, Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya. There was Hastings Banda from Malawi. Obafemi Oluomo from Nigeria. Peter Abrahams from South Africa. Amy Jake from Jamaica. W. Du Bois, African-American. And many other people. They all went together to find one solution for everybody. And I know a lot of people have never heard about this. And I'm not going to blame people for not knowing because, as time goes, people tend to focus on things that are actual. And sometimes it's very sad. But we're here for that. We're here for the union. We're here so we can all learn. Okay, so let's get back on track. Basically, Ghana is sending 48 engineers to Jamaica to go and support. Houses are broken. There was a flood. People were unalived. People are in pain and sad. And 48 engineers not coming from a European country, but from an African country. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, these are not drug dealers, okay? They're not going over there to try to, no, not at all. These are engineers, masons, carpenters, and other skilled workers. Their mission is to construct makeshift shelters, support infrastructure recovery for displaced Jamaicans. Isn't this beautiful? I think this is very beautiful. These are the type of things we need to hear from each other. We need to support one another. From Africa to the Caribbean to the United States of America, we are one people, my brother. It's just this generation that messed up, really. Let me put it this way for you.
Well then, I grade. We need ya, oh, hey. I need some herb in my brain. So bring the medication for my brain to heal the whole of the nation from the pain and break up all the circles and the chains. I need some meditation in my brain. So bring the medication for my brain to heal the whole of the nation from the pain. Break up all the circles and the chain. Hey, no, this could never be no man killer. Good for my head, so me call it as the man killer. When me ill, you know me never need a painkiller. It's quite exciting, me call it as the man chiller. Give me good man, so me no think illa. What a inspiration, fit on a sound killer. Fit the pagan, me spark it like a 9 miller. Fi fight the liquor and the coke, ganja and the pillar. That's why me need some herb in me brain.
Greetings again, brothers and sisters and cousins in the other races who support our struggle for economic equality with the other races. This episode is kind of a follow-up to the previous video in which we spoke about Melissa, Hurricane Melissa, and this is a follow-up, more focusing on my opinion as to two very important things that can be done to speed up the process of recovery and to have a lasting effect. First, I want to say thanks to everyone who has been helping in many different ways to deal with the recovery, especially individuals, and both individuals and organizations that send help, and governments also, especially from the CARICOM region and from Africa, particularly Ghana's President Mahama, who sent help to the entire country and to the Maroons. I even saw a speech where he mentioned the Maroons in Jamaica, and also to President Kagame of Rwanda. And I hear that Ethiopia is sending help or has sent help to Jamaica, to Jamaican people, and especially to the Maroons of Jamaica. I hope that the help goes to the people who need it most and not to people in political parties, supporters of any particular political party, political henchmen, but that it is distributed in a non-political way to the people who need the help the most. I want to add two things that I think will be very helpful both in the short term and long term with the recovery and to improve the lives of the Afro-Jamaicans, because we know that the Afro-Jamaicans, the black people in Jamaicans, who are the vast majority, are also the poorest people and have suffered the most in this hurricane. Hurricane that affected the most of the western part of Jamaica, especially the southwest part of Jamaica. The first suggestion is the establishment and development of non-party community organizations, meaning community organization not aligned to any particular political party, neither of the two parties in Jamaica. Third party has never been allowed to exist, and even new people trying to come in with some different blood and different approaches to end the poverty of the majority of Jamaicans, the black people. In Jamaica, it has not been successful, and I've done videos and some parts of videos that shows that the 20 or 21 families, rich families in Jamaica, only one or two of them are Afro-Jamaicans. So the first thing is community organizations, non-political. And I think also, I've had experience with community organizations in Jamaica. When I was there, I was part of an organization, a community organization in our area. And also, apart from the various community activities, it should be, in my opinion, most things should not, they should have variety and include people and allow people, almost everybody, if not everybody, a chance to express themselves and be involved in various activities, including not just only serious things, because the community organization I was involved in, we used to, we had two main activities. One was fundraising for to build a basic school in the community. That was one thing. And we used to show movies, weekends, rented movies, and show them in different primary schools not only in our area, but a large area would go to get permission and show the movies. I think it was Saturday nights and Sunday nights. Rent the movies in Kingston. I used to rent the movies when I used to be working in Kingston at that time, and bring them down. And so it's a mixture of entertainment and serious things and people's birthdays, and try to get everybody, not only the ones who tend to speak the most, but including even people who are shy and don't like to come up front. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, the other thing is to tie a business organization to the development of the community. I would say a cooperative business organization. In our case, it was a cooperative farm at that time, long time ago. It was during the time when Michael Manley was Prime Minister of Jamaica with the democratic socialism, and we know how that ended. Key to especially locally developed small business activities is import substitution. That's the opportunity, but once you have a government that allows imports to come in. So I said a non-party community organization, that it cannot be non-political. You have to be involved in striving and fighting to get certain policies implemented at the community level and even up to national level. So I would say development of a business cooperative, not a cooperative of small producers, and also a few bigger ventures. Depend on the community and what is there. And I'm saying cooperatives, not collectives. Collective is something different. You might end up with one or two collectives. In collective, you don't have individual ownership, whereas in cooperatives, you have individual producers, like individual farmers, but they come together. There is a place, there is a cooperative marketing arrangement, as in the case of the Christiana Cooperative in the Christiana area, with Irish potato and pumpkins and so on and so on. And here in the USA, there are plenty cooperatives, some big giant companies that people think are just straight corporations. They are cooperatives, but they are not spoken about or promoted because, as we know, the government in these capitalist countries, they tend to play down the role of cooperatives, and so most people don't even know that many of these big companies are cooperatives. The capitalist governments love to promote corporations, big ones on the stock market. And I've had experience in the Mississippi Delta. Walmart, for example, big companies like Walmart, they buy from farmers, small farmers, and so on. But they go to the cooperative, where the cooperative has its operation, marketing. They don't send individual trucks to go around and to individual small farmers pick up a little here and there. No, they go to that central place where the produce is brought and it's sorted and packaged, and the truck goes and pick it up. And in these big places, I know about. I have had that experience when I used to be working, and I had a business also in the Mississippi Delta. The second thing that I want to mention is to bring back the Public Works Department, the PWD, which the IMF told the government, especially the Republican government, so-called Labour Party, in Jamaica. So to bring back the Public Works Department, vital. And people know about the very important role that they played in everywhere in Jamaica. Every little town had a Public Works Department, and that Public Works Department serviced an entire area. They would repair the roads, potholes. They would clean the towns, clean the drains, clean the street, and so on. So important, and I think that's it's necessary to bring it back. This thing, and I mentioned it in the previous video, the destruction of Melissa, saw firemen with machete and chainsaws and so on, and occasionally one private backhoe or something trying to clear a road. No, when there was a Public Works Department, things were so much better for the ordinary people and the low ordinary communities. Now, it's mainly only where tourists and tourism is important that the roads are in good condition. Most other places, potholes and poorly maintained roads. Whereas when public work when they were active, so I think that it would be a good idea to bring them back. And the community organizations and the public works, those are the two main suggestions, not the only. Other things need to be done, but those two things I think are critical, very necessary to deal with the recovery of Melissa that mash up that western part of Jamaica, especially southwest Jamaica. Okay, take care. Bye for now. Until next time.
Kandala, Amaya Chendala, Bibi Siniesi, Amare.
Ludacris, investing in heritage and infrastructure. When Ludacris obtained his Gabonese citizenship in 2020, it wasn't a publicity stunt, it was a declaration. The Atlanta rapper, actor, and entrepreneur officially became a dual citizen of Gabon, joining his wife Eudoxie's homeland. And since then, he's been making power moves on the continent. Gabon, located on Central Africa's west coast, is rich in oil, forests, and biodiversity, but it's also rapidly diversifying into tourism, media, and agro-processing. That's exactly where Ludacris is focusing his investments. He's working with local partners on agribusiness ventures that promote sustainable food production, from cocoa processing to farm-to-market logistics. The idea: empower small farmers, build export pipelines, and create local jobs while supporting Gabon's green economy. But that's not all. Ludacris is bringing his entertainment expertise home. His production company is in talks to establish regional content studios in Gabon, giving African filmmakers a chance to tell their own stories, with world-class equipment and mentorship from industry veterans. His advocacy for diaspora return programs has also gained traction. He frequently speaks about how reconnecting with Africa has grounded him personally and inspired him professionally. It's time to bridge the gap, Ludacris said in an interview. We're not just visiting, we're returning to build. With Gabon investing heavily in ecotourism and sustainable development, Ludacris's timing couldn't be better. The government is actively courting diaspora investors, offering incentives for those with dual citizenship to participate in infrastructure, housing, and tourism projects. Ludacris's work is a blueprint for cultural and economic synergy, blending entertainment, agriculture, and empowerment. Will.i.am, tech meets Africa's creative future. When you think of Will.i.am, you think music, innovation, and tech, but what if I told you he's quietly turning his genius toward Africa's digital future? The Black Eyed Peas frontman has always lived at the intersection of art and technology. From launching AI-powered headphones to creating educational tech platforms, Will.i.am isn't just a musician, he's a futurist. And lately, his focus has shifted south, to Nigeria and South Africa, two of Africa's biggest tech hubs. In Nigeria, Will.i.am has partnered with tech accelerators and digital innovation programs to fund startups that blend creativity and code, from music technology tools to AI-based creative platforms. He's helping build the next generation of African app developers, beatmakers, and designers. He's also part of a consortium funding STEM education initiatives. And in South Africa, he's working with universities and private organizations to expand AI and robotics education in the arts, bridging the gap between Silicon Valley innovation and African ingenuity. Will.i.am once said, "Technology is the new rhythm of the world." Tiffany Haddish, empowering women entrepreneurs in Eritrea. Tiffany Haddish isn't just making people laugh. She's making real change in the land of her ancestors. The Hollywood comedian, actress, and producer has deep roots in Eritrea, and she's using her platform to empower women-led businesses across the country. After reconnecting with her father's homeland, Tiffany obtained Eritrean citizenship in 2019 and has since made regular visits. But these aren't red carpet trips. She's on the ground, working with local cooperatives and small enterprises to expand opportunities for women. Tiffany has invested in women-led agricultural projects, textile workshops, and fashion export initiatives, helping artisans bring Eritrean craftsmanship to global markets. By connecting local creators with international buyers, she's transforming community economies one workshop at a time. Eritrea, though often under the radar in global business circles, has a strong tradition of craftsmanship, from hand-woven fabrics to organic agriculture. Tiffany's projects are designed to modernize these industries without losing their heritage, building sustainable income for women who've long been underrepresented in the formal economy. And she doesn't stop there. Tiffany is an active mentor through diaspora business networks, encouraging other African Americans to explore investment opportunities in their ancestral countries. Africa doesn't need saving, she said in a 2023 interview. It needs support, partnership, and belief. That belief runs deep. Steve Harvey, building Ghana's media and real estate empire. Steve Harvey isn't just a TV legend. He's becoming one of Africa's most influential diaspora investors. And his second home? Ghana. After visiting during the year of return in 2019, Steve said he felt an unshakable connection to the country. So strong, he moved part of his business operations there. Since then, he's been all in real estate, media, and education. His team is developing luxury residential projects in Accra, focusing on modern diaspora-friendly housing that caters to professionals relocating from the US and UK. Ghana's real estate sector is booming. It's one of West Africa's most stable property markets, and Steve knows exactly how to tap into that demand. But what truly sets Harvey apart is his focus on media infrastructure. He's launched a Ghana branch of The Steve Harvey Show, expanding opportunities for African talent both on screen and behind the camera. And he's in talks to open a media training academy, a state-of-the-art facility where young Africans can learn film, TV, and broadcast production to global standards. Hollywood doesn't have to be in California anymore, he once said. It can be in Accra. His move is part of a broader trend. Africa's creative economy is growing faster than any other region, projected to reach $15 billion by 2030. Steve Harvey's investment in skills, training, and storytelling could help make Ghana a true entertainment capital of Africa. Beyond business, Harvey has been a loud voice for the diaspora movement, urging more African Americans to visit, reconnect, and invest. Michael Jai White, action, film, and training in Ghana. You know Michael.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Zohran Mamdani. And I know that there are many here today, and there are many watching and many listening, who may have seen an ad mentioning my name on TV, or a commercial on the radio, or a mailer in your mailbox, or a video when you're watching YouTube. And you may wonder, who is funding these ads? And it is in fact the same person that you were picketing just a few days ago. Because when Bill Ackman tries to take on diversity, equity, and inclusion, he also wants to take on any threat to the Trump administration across this country. And so just a few days ago, he spent another $250,000 on those same ads that you are seeing, and you are hearing, and you are reading. And so to quote the words of a famous New Yorker, allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa. I was given my middle name Kwame by my father, who named me after the first Prime Minister of Ghana. And decades ago, in Uganda, we won our independence from the British in 1962. We can clap for that. And when we did, the United States government gave the Ugandan government 23 scholarships as a gift for independence. And my father won one of those scholarships. He came to this country to study to be an engineer at the University of Pittsburgh. And sometime into his studies, his face buried in his book, he heard the words reverberate in the corridor around him, "Which side are you on? Which side are you on?" These were words being sung by members of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, recruiting students to get on the bus to go to Montgomery, Alabama. And my father got on that bus. He marched, he was hosed down, he was thrown in jail, he was given one phone call. And he called the Ugandan ambassador to the United States. He said, "Can you get me out of jail?" The ambassador said, "What are you doing in jail? We sent you there to study." My father said, "You sent me here as a gift for our freedom. They are fighting for theirs. It's one and the same." And so I was raised with this understanding that freedom and the fight for it is interconnected. And as I look across this city today, I am reminded that freedom is only worth as much as our ability to exercise it. Because we hear politicians of the past come on stages across this city, including this one, saying that they believe this is the greatest city in the world. but they do not answer the question that Dr. King posed decades ago. What good is having the right to sit at a lunch counter if you can't afford to buy a hamburger? What good is being the greatest city in the world if New Yorkers can't afford to live here? What good is it if our own people cannot afford their rent, their childcare, their groceries, even $2.90 for their Metro card? What good is that but making a museum of what once was in the city that we love? And so I stand here before you as an assembly member running for mayor with a very simple message. I am running to make the most expensive city in the United States of America affordable. I'm running to make it affordable for the working and middle class New Yorkers who built this city. And I also know that to run, to believe, it is not enough in and of itself. Because we know the words of James 2:14. Faith without works is death. If we believe in something, we must deliver something. That is how we will be judged. And when I believe in affordability, I will deliver it by freezing the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants across the city of New York. When I believe in affordability, I will deliver it by making the slowest buses in the country fast and free. When I believe in affordability, I will deliver it by finally bringing universal childcare to each and every New Yorker across this city. But I know that there are many who say that when you stand for what you believe in, you lose your ability to win. And I actually think of the words that Reverend Sharpton shared when he was running for president. He shared, there are those in the Democratic Party who have driven the party further and further to the right in the name of a winning strategy. And it seems that it is their presumption that the only way to be electable is that progressive forces and people of color must voluntarily turn into invisible people. And I have spent this campaign speaking to those so-called invisible people. I have spoken to the New Yorkers who do not see themselves in their politics, do not see themselves in their politicians, and do not see themselves in the policies that are being proposed. And what I have found is that it is time to bring those from the margins to the mainstream. It is time for us to make every New Yorker visible across this city. But when we stand up and do so, we will face the wrath of all the money in the world. And so right now you will see more than $20 million being spent against me, $20 million being trying to redefine me. But let me tell you who I am. I am a man who believes in the possibility of this city. I am one who believes that we must win a new city, a city for each and every New Yorker, one they can afford, one they can do more than just struggle. And to do that, we have to leave behind the old city and the old politicians and the old ways that gave us the struggle that we're living in today. So it is my hope to not only earn your consideration, to not only earn your vote, but to earn your partnership. Because what I want to do is lead this city alongside each and every one of you. And it would be a dream if you gave me that opportunity on Tuesday, June 24th. Thank you so much.
To liberty, just send one again. They are Goita Tiani. Run them out of Babylon. Them tell we say we're free but still control the string. Foreign hands pulling everything. Sell out leaders, bow and scrape, while the youth them cry and the people wait. But now we see the light through your window. Traore rise like a breeze from the Congo. Him not take order from outside and him chant truth from the heart of the land. Hey, African pride, wear it on we chest. We not bow down, we never settle for less. They are here to lead the rest. Other puppet ruling to righteousness. African pride, deep in our soul, a liberty call, and we answer the role. Step bold, him carry just scroll. Babylon falling, Africa old. Me say the time come fi reclaim we name. No more puppet playing them colonial game. No IF chain, no fake campaign. We taking back every mineral vein. From Alisal to Ghana gold. The story of Africa now get told. By we, for we, with no apology. This revolution it a fi holy. The African pride, fire in our veins. not just so. The African pride, I like the sun. We come together now, we move as one. Let's try our race here, the work just begun. We march on till the victory done. African pride, feel it in our heart. We were all from the very start. Try our rail lead with sacred art. From puppet to liberty, we take part. Tradiore, Goita, Antiana, hearts of land. Lead Africa to their promised land.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, you represent everything we have ever wanted in an African man. We spent the first week having conversations which we called Pan-Afrikan conversations, where we spoke truth to power, where we talked about the issues that we felt were pivotal in order for Africa to move forward based on the realities of today. And that resolution that we came up included issues such as discussions pertaining to establishment of a Pan-African television and a Pan-African radio station, which is going to be based right here in Burkina Faso. We felt that was a good place to start in order to counteract the negativity coming out of Western media. We need to undo the lies. We need to undo the misinformation. Children of Africa at home and in the diaspora deserve to know the truth and nothing but the truth.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sky, man, flesh of the sky. Let us make Africa the tree of life.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.